Let's turn to a CEO who is leading two major financial services firms. Howard Lutnick is here to help us mark Fast Money's 15th anniversary on the air. He runs Cantor, Fitzgerald, and BGC Partners and is the CEO of the SPAC CF6. Howard, always great to see you. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Great to see you. And congratulations. Happy birthday.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you being a guest with us for all these years. Want to get to the markets here, Howard. I just want your take on where we are in this market. It was a pretty sloppy session to finish at the lows, and we seem to be beholden to rates. Where do you think we are?
I think people are overdoing it. You know, you have to remember the Fed has got $30 trillion of our debt. And if you were in charge of the rate to charge on that $30 trillion, wouldn't you charge zero? So the concept of the Fed is going to go out there and 4 hikes, I just think is silly. All right, I think it's overdone. So what I think they're going to do is they're going to move twice. They're going to jawbone the heck out of inflation. But I think 4 hikes is just not in the cards. 2 hikes for sure, then a long pause till after the election. Maybe a third, but I doubt it. I'm betting on 2 for sure. So I just think it's overdone. People are getting ahead of themselves and over their skis.
You think we've seen the near-term bottom?
Well, I just think, you know, look, these are volatile markets, and we've been up a lot. And you know, the pushback of the stimulus package to Build Back Better obviously matters as well. So you have the president saying he's going to cut it up a bit and he's going to get some stimulus out there. When that stimulus is back on the table, you're going to see a rally again. When you're going to see the Fed cut it back, you're going to see a rally again. So I think there are bounces off these levels, and I think you'll be able to trade higher than where we are today. Maybe not tomorrow, but I think there's good things coming. 2 hikes and some stimulus from the federal government, and things will be better for our stock market.
I want to talk about Rumble for sure, which is, if people don't know, Rumble it could be a YouTube competitor, Twitter competitor, and I do want to. But you like to make bold calls, so I'm just going to ask. I wasn't planning on asking you this. I'll ask you this anyway. Can you make a call on the markets for the year?
Yeah, I think. Look, like I said, I think overdone. So I think we're going to hang in there. If they get stimulus done, and there's only 2 hikes, I think we're going to do much better than people think. I think people are overdoing Fed 4 hikes. Some people say 5 hikes. I just think that's overdone. And when they realize that pause is coming and there's some stimulus coming, you're going to start seeing rallies. I thought you were going to give me a percentage higher, Howard. I was looking for a percentage higher on the S&P 500.
You don't want to go down that road.
I'm not that guy. I talk macros and I talk companies, you know, and so I'm happy to talk to you about Rumble and Satellogic. Those are 2 really fun companies. And talking about SPACs in general.
Yeah, CF6. So let's talk about Rumble. What do you see as a potential for this company? I have noticed that a lot of people, at least the people who seem to be in my Twitterverse, who are part of the sort of Reddit crowd, I don't know what you want to call it, Reddit crowd, people who like to talk about these meme stuff. You know, they broadcast on YouTube. They've been complaining that they've been censored, or they believe they've been censored. They are urging to, for people to see them on Rumble instead. What do you think Rumble provides in this sort of social media ecosystem?
Well, you think about it. So YouTube is now becoming an echo chamber of itself. If you think anything that disagrees with their view, they throw you off, or they censor you, or you just feel like you're unloved. And Rumble is just a neutral network. So think about this. They had 1.6 million active users in 2020, at the third quarter of 2020, and 36 million active users. So you guys were talking about Netflix, you're talking about growth. Here's a company that grew 35 million users, 30 million in the US. That's 15% market share of YouTube's US business, which is where YouTube makes most of its money. And Rumble just put out record consumption, record creators. I mean, just record after record. And January tends to be their, seasonally their slowest month, and they're record after record. So I think this is a company with TikTok-like growth, and people just haven't looked at it. CFVI, it's a rock star. I mean, it's such a great company. You should go take a look, but it's neutral. They're happy to have president number 45. They'd be happy to have president number 44 as well.
Howard, it's Tim Seymour. Thanks for joining us tonight and over the years, and congrats on Cantor's success in the SPAC business, which has been a big theme over the last couple of years. But I want to talk about Wall Street because this week, Jamie Dimon took a little heat for talking about comp at JP Morgan. Cantor, look, as Wall Street has contracted, Cantor's largely grown. Just give us your outlook both on the fear of brain drain, the future of the industry, fintech at Cantor, how you see all this.
Look, the world of Wall Street is got to be pivoting and moving. Right, you've got crypto, and crypto is fascinating. And now the banks are just allowed to get into the business of custodian and clearing, and they're going very slowly, right? But these things are opportunities for Wall Street firms. All the great trading firms are all trading crypto. Cantor Fitzgerald is going to do huge and fascinating things in crypto over the next year. BGC Partners, the largest wholesaler in the world, right? Imagine the largest wholesaler in the world. When it goes into crypto, you're going to have the greatest assets, billions of dollars spent on infrastructure, just blowing it up. So we're going to have lots to say at BGC Partners about crypto. So I think what happens is if you use the tools of Wall Street across the new horizon, you're going to see immense opportunity and growth from certain firms who can take advantage of it. The banks will figure it out. The banks always go slowly. But firms like Cantor Fitzgerald just go more quickly, and BGC Partners, it's just got the tools. It's the greatest exchange wholesaler in the world. When it goes into crypto, they ain't seen anything like BGC Partners.
Is that a first half 2022 story, Howard?
It's right in the middle. I think it's a sort of like right June, July, August. This summer will be the beginning of a whole new world for BGC Partners as we announce all the things we're going to be doing in crypto. You got to remember, people just don't, they think the world's largest wholesaler, oh, where's it going? It's going to be electronic. Think of all those assets. We've announced a futures exchange to compete with the CME, right? We're going to have all the banks as our partners. I mean, this is just exciting stuff.
Well, we hope you'll join us when you have that announcement. Howard, great to see you, as always.
Super to see you.